Good afternoon. I am Rufus Bill, and welcome to Talking To, a weekly talk show that deals with human interest story that can be seen on Facebook Live as well as YouTube every Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Today is Sunday, January 12th, 2025. This is our second show of our new season, and we are so very glad and honored that you are here to join us and to share with us. And just join into the conversation. You are always welcome to join in the chat. You can ask questions, make comments, we'll post it. Maybe you just want to say hello. Maybe you would just like to say something about what we're talking about. Whatever it may be, you are welcome, welcome, welcome. And with that, we would like to say good afternoon to the fragrance of the show, Joanne Tosin Fuller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're so kind. I like that fragrance.
The sweet fragrance of Joanne.
I like that. Oh, thank you.
How are you doing today?
Rufus? I'm good.
You doing good?
I cannot complain. I can't.
I just had mentioned to you, I said, it's snowing outside.
Yes. But you know what? We've been blessed.
Yes, we have.
Because, sometimes November, December,
we get hit.
Could have had.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been, the temperatures, everything. So I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining either. I'm not complaining either.
We only have, another probably 8 weeks?
Yes. And it's back on to spring. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Only because of the light. It's light. We can tell now that it's staying light longer.
Yes.
Becoming lighter earlier in the morning. So I really, really, really love that.
And I like the sunshine.
Oh.
I don't care how cold it is. As long as that sunshine, oh my goodness, it makes a difference for me.
Yes, it does. And for a lot of people.
It helps me want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
It helps me not want to go to bed.
And do something. It's so funny because when the time changes and maybe like that very first week and you may be home, come home off work or maybe at home, and then you look out at 5:15, it looks like 10:30.
Thank you. And it feels like it.
And it feels like
it plays on your psyche.
It does.
It really feels like
it does.
I'm ready to go to bed. Like you said, you look at it's 5:15. It's like, what?
Street lights are on, pitch black. You're thinking, what is really going on?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we do know, that time will bring about that change, and or it's changing as we speak.
Yeah.
And this is a very big week. This week is very big in the automotive industry, Joanne. And
yes.
And if anyone who is a friend of Joanne loves those fancy, beautiful automobiles. She don't like the cars. She likes the automobiles.
Can't afford none one of them. Look, none one of them. But I sure like them. I do. If I could be a test driver, I would. Ooh, that would be the job.
Wouldn't that?
Ooh, I would love it. Just test drive. Just show people
what it can do.
I always like cars, though. I always like cars. Yeah.
So we had the charity ball Friday evening. Mm-hmm. So that's the glam and glitz and glimmer of all of Detroiters and people from around the world, really, Joanne. All of the executives from the car companies, they come in and they see the beautiful display of everything under one roof, to see the how these cars are being presented in the city of Detroit. I can remember going around it, especially as a child, going to the auto show, grabbing one of those bags, those plastic bags,
and just filling them up with
just everything.
Everything.
Every car.
Out,
everything was going in that bag. Tell me, what did I do with that bag after I left? I can't even remember.
And didn't have to didn't go through it unless it was like good stuff.
Like it's good, right? That is too funny. And I think at that time, Joanne, the auto show was probably $5.
Right.
You know,
And I wonder if they still give away all that stuff like that they used to.
I don't
Because, it was magnets and pens and
everything.
Flashlights and just little gadgets.
Just gadgets.
Little stuff. Yeah.
Great promotional items. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. And they probably don't even give away booklets anymore because they have the QR code.
Right.
You might just put your phone up there
and scan it to get the information.
Scan it and get all the information. Hilarious.
Yes,
but it's a great time to go and see everything, every car that is coming out or that is out for the current year. Yeah. And that's always exciting.
It is. But these cars are getting so expensive now. It's like, who's going to be able to afford something?
To afford it.
Oh, my goodness. And they say, you're paying for the technology.
Really? What? It should just come along with the car.
Give me a basic car.
I know. So
remember when you used to be able to order cars?
Yes.
You could order the car that you wanted, order all the stuff, order the seats,
the colors,
if you wanted stripes, if you wanted, just everything. You could order your interior. You could order, and I remember when we had the option of a tape player. That's a shame. I'm going way back on that. You had the option if you wanted air or no air. If you wanted steering, no power steering. I know. That's
right. Because air was optional.
You had the option of order exactly what you wanted on that car,
and even the power windows.
Yes.
I remember my aunt. And it was a dealership on Livernois called Floyd Rice. And so when she went to get her new car, my mother said, "Aren't you going to get power windows?" She said, "Nobody's arms are broken." Really? On those hot days coming from Burns Avenue on them leather seats. Now we got leather seats.
And no air.
But here, now, how that work?
And rolling down the
rolling down windows.
Look, cranking it down.
Those seats would be on fire.
Woo.
Oh, my Lord. That is too funny. What's some of the other things that you remember about the auto show?
Oh, my goodness. Just so many people just packed, standing in line just to sit in a car.
Just to sit in the car.
Just to sit in a car, standing in line and tell him, in your mind, he's like, "Can you hurry up and get out?" Seeing everything.
My turn. They turned the knobs. And if I recall, I don't even remember people taking pictures then.
Right. Yeah.
They could have been, but that doesn't stick out in my mind.
It doesn't. But yeah.
So it wasn't like we were taking pictures, just in there taking up time.
Just in there playing.
Playing.
Look, dreaming.
Playing and dreaming. And wasting our time standing in line.
I'm standing in line. I remember those long lines, just waiting to see a car. Oh, I'm going to come back to this one. I'm going over there.
Right.
This line too long. Yeah. It was like we were at an amusement park or something.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? That is the truth. I was listening on one of the newscasters, I believe it was yesterday evening, and they were talking about how they have like mountains in the in Kobo. Well, it's not called Kobo anymore. Whatever the new name is.
Right, I forget.
Huntington Place.
That's right.
And they build mountains so that you can see the car going down and various other attractions. So it should be very interesting. Now I know one of the attractions used to be the models.
Yes. Yeah.
They would stand at the car and they would do their Vanna White. And I guess for those models that could speak, they would let them maybe run a couple of lines and tell you about the car. And it's just so interesting just to see how that whole show has evolved over the years.
Yes.
Now, I remember another uh, part I remember is how all of those luxury cars were all in one end, like Mercedes, BMW,
Oh, yes.
Rolls. Yeah. And we would all be down there looking and
Dreaming.
dreaming.
One of these days, I'm going to have me one.
A Mercedes Benz, a BMW.
I'm telling you.
That is too funny. And of course, at that time, it seemed like they were so expensive. But compared to now, they were giving them away.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yes.
Too funny. The time is 7:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're coming live to you from the city of Detroit. Joanne Tosin Fuller. I am Rufus Bill. Justin is away this evening. And we're having a conversation. We opened up talking about the auto show as well as the weather here in the city of Detroit. Right now it is snowing, and it's supposed to snow all evening, Joanne.
It's supposed to.
Yes, it is. And I
so
think
that means we're going to wake up shoveling.
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 When it snowed Friday evening, and about maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, one of the neighbors was out with his blower. And so what he will do, he'll make a path in front of all of the neighbors' houses that he likes. And that he likes. Fortunately,
so y'all really know we don't like
we know him next to me over here and me. That's all that gets it. And I was so glad Mr. Henry did that. And so I was going to get up and go give him, a couple of dollars for doing it, but I was moving too slow. But he does a trail so that when we go out, we get it's easy to, to shovel.
Yeah.
So me, always trying to get out of something. I said, I'm not going to shovel the snow because the sun will come out tomorrow and then it'll melt it. Well, it's, Saturday, it did come out the early part, but toward the afternoon, it got colder. Then the sun went in, and then it was dark, and then that snow was still out there.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I said I should have moved during the day, and all I had to do was just put down salt.
Right. That's true. That's true. Because once you start driving on it,
it's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Well, we're going to switch gears and we could talk about this devastating fire that is going on in California.
Oh, my goodness.
Currently, they have found 16 people that are deceased and 16 people that are missing. But thousands of homes and businesses, churches just destroyed.
Can't fathom. Just schools, just everything. Just
everything.
I mean, it looks like a war zone. It looks like it got bombed or something. It's crazy. Oh my goodness.
When I first saw it on television, I thought this was they were re-airing what happened in LA with the gentleman that was beat up from the cops and the Rodney King,
okay,
and how some of the citizens started burning stuff. And I was thinking that's what it was. And then when I realized, I said, this is from those fires.
Yes.
It looked like places in Poland.
Yes.
Where when Hitler was going through his craziness.
And just bombing everywhere.
Bombing everywhere. Unreal.
Oh, I feel sorry you just feel for the people who just they've lost everything.
Everything.
And I guess with me, my thing is, I know like furniture and stuff you can replace, even though, that's still money, that's still devastating. But I just think of the memories and the memorabilia and, the family pictures, the family heirlooms, that's the stuff I was like, oh man, if they didn't get it out of there. And then you see where the people the one guy was trying to hose down his house, and his son was there, and he's like, Dad, we gotta go. You gotta leave. You gotta
Right.
leave. And he was like trying to save his house. That is so sad.
It is.
So then you think about what they're going through as far as depression and anxiety and just all of that they're going through emotionally, physically because of this. That's hard. I'm sure it's hard.
Very hard. I saw the one resident. I don't know if it was he and his brother. They were in the house, and then they were stuck in there. And so you could see the windows in their home because they were from floor to ceiling. So you could see out, and the fire was all around them. Scary.
And so it makes you wonder, the people that died, did they not leave? Did they, because I'm sure they said the smoke was so bad. So if you had asthma or anything like that,
right,
you couldn't breathe. You couldn't. So I wonder if some of these people just decided, I'm just going to sit here and wait it out. I just thought, period. One was too many. One death is too many.
It's too many.
Yeah.
And it was something because one of the residents said she didn't want to leave her house. And she said she was going to just wait it out. And she just was confident that it was going to be contained and everything would be all right. And she said she must have got a phone call or something, and somebody was checking on her, and she said she was still in the house, and the person that was checking on her said, they have told you to evacuate hours ago. Why are you still there? And her response was, this is my house.
But you kind of understand, because
yes, you do.
You've worked hard for your home. Your life savings, or you put so much money into it. They say property, home ownership is value. You work hard for that.
Yes,
and especially what it costs out in California, especially. Or anywhere, but especially because it's just so high out there. The real estate is just so high. But you kind of understand because you've worked hard. You've worked hard all your life,
to obtain and maintain.
So you kind of understand, but then
at some point, especially if you're not in the house trying to gather things like pictures and things of that nature. If you're not doing that and just sitting and watching the news reports saying, I'm going to stay with my house.
Right.
Look, you better grab and go.
You better grab and go.
And the first person
you can get, if you can't get anything, then it's just time to go. You gotta,
Now, I remember your aunt lived in California.
Yes, now, I still have quite a few relatives that live in that area.
Do you really?
I do. I still have. And friends. So far, everybody has checked in safe.
Okay.
There's a few I haven't heard from yet, but it's just, it's scary. It's scary.
Now, did your aunt live anywhere near this area?
She was about an hour away from LA.
Okay.
Yeah, she was more in Orange County.
Okay.
Towards like San Diego. Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that the temperatures are different. San Diego, San Francisco, as opposed to LA.
Right. It's because she was more up in the mountain area, kind of mountainous.
Would that be northern California?
She was in like Mission Viejo. That area. Huntington Beach.
Okay.
That area.
All right. Well, it's just I know it's mine.
But they get the smoke though. They get
right. they get that
still
smoke.
get that. Yeah.
That's the backlash of it all.
Mm-hmm.
With the getting that smoke.
And the way the winds are blowing, they get the ash. They get, so it's, yeah.
So sad.
Mm-hmm.
So sad. Once again, the time is 7:28 Standard Eastern Time. Joanne Tosin Fuller and Rufus Bill is talking to. I'd like to say good evening to Mrs. Sharon Smith.
Yes.
Commented. Good afternoon, Miss Smith, or good evening, Miss Smith. So glad that you are joining us today. So, Joanne,
Yes,
let's talk. Get on relationships. And talking about relationships, and I know a lot of times we talk about different eras in time and how people conducted themselves as opposed to now. But as a woman, what was it that you would observe in someone that you were interested in dating? Or let me rephrase that. What were some of the things that were red flags to you when you were dating that said, or left you with a question mark?
For me personally, I want to say jealousies.
Okay.
Especially when it came to family, friends, not wanting you to hang around other people. You had to spend all the time with them.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have like extracurricular activity as far as going out with friends and hanging out with friends. Yeah, some of those you definitely couldn't have male friends.
Okay.
So those were kind of red flags for me.
For you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, do you think because we're in the age of social media, where there may be a lot of pressure on women, and maybe on men as well, I'm not sure, but I know especially on women, to have a mate or to have a boyfriend or to get a husband or to just to date, period. You think there's pressure on women that causes them not to really be observant with the people that they may be interested in or that are interested in them?
I think so. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think because you have a lot of women who rather have any man than no man.
Right.
So that's why you have, and I don't understand why you have a lot of men who move in with women.
Now,
Why
I
don't you have a
definitely
place
get
for me to
that.
go?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then the women allow them to move in with them
Mm-hmm.
instead of just, stay separate, date, because you might not want to move in with that person.
No, you might not.
You don't want to, and because you're actually playing house. You're doing the wifely duties or you're doing the husbandly duties. So just stay separate until you really, learn each other, and so, and then you have the women who don't mind sharing men.
This is true.
Yeah, I know he over there, or I know he's married, so and I've had it said to me, well, at least I don't have to worry about him coming down on me. But nowadays, these people are crazy. Everybody crazy.
These people
Everybody crazy.
are nuts.
Not every, but everybody.
Everybody. Yes.
Look at there was in the news where the man who was married, cheating on his wife, got mad at the side chick and kills her and her boyfriend, or the guy she was seeing.
She was.
Now you out here cheating.
How are you staking claims like that?
So it's like, and the nowadays it's like the ownership. People feel like they own people. You don't. That's what dating is supposed to be about.
Yes, it
to see
is.
if you even want to be around
Be
somebody. You
around.
want to, and that's why I tell the young people that I deal, stop having babies by everybody you date.
Please.
Stop, because if they're not going to commit to you as far as marriage, and not that all marriages work out either,
That's
but
right.
at least it shows you that they have some type of commitment for you.
It's for you.
Then why commit to them for the rest of your life by having a child by that person? Because now you're committed to them for the rest of your life.
Not only to him, to his mammy, his mother.
No, you didn't.
His mother. His mother.
His mother.
Excuse me.
Or her, or you know what? Not or her mother,
Or her father.
You're committed.
You're committed. You're connected.
That relation, you're connected for the rest of your life till the day one of y'all die.
Right.
You're committed to. So stop having babies, because that's all it is having babies.
It's having
They're
babies.
not having children to raise a child to be an adult. You're just having babies.
Just having babies. So this first relationship scenario, this is the 13-year-old Naziah Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Was pregnant, had been raped, had been exploited by 42-year-old Jarvis Butts, who, from what I could gather, is a friend of the family.
Right.
And here is an example of a mother of a woman having a child, but not doing whatever the motherly responsibilities are to protect the child.
Yes, yes. And from my understanding, and I stand to be corrected, from my understanding, he was a known pedophile.
And he was a known pedophile.
A known pedophile.
Within
for being a pedophile.
Within her community.
Yes,
within Naziah's.
And had other children by folks that he went to jail for because they were underage.
They were underage.
So how do you allow your child to hang around, be around? I can forgive you for what you've done, but that doesn't mean that I will freely let my child be around you.
No. That is.
And they said, I guess he worked at some auto mechanic shop. And the last day that she was seen, he and some other man that worked in the auto shop with him or something picked her up. And they dropped the man off, but when he came back, she wasn't with him.
Right.
And so I don't understand. My son used to get mad at me because I wouldn't let him spend the night at old folks' house. And I'll never forget one time he told me, "You think you're the perfect mom? You think but I'm your mom.
I'm your mom.
But I'm your mom." And guess what? Because you know what? And some of his friends, what would be strange, some of his friends would come to stay the night, and it's supposed to be maybe for the weekend,
right?
Like Friday night, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it be summertime. And some of them, it'd be Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like, okay, so have you talked to your mom or dad? No. When you going home?
Right.
Or I would call their mom or dad, or mainly the mom, because I would speak more, try to speak more to the woman of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, like one, I remember distinctly, one told me, well, I knew he was over there, so I knew he was all right. And I remember another one, I felt like I bothered her by calling her about her child being at my house for
at your
days. Nobody's calling to say, hey, how's
everything all right?
How's it? Yeah.
You having any problems? Is he behaving?
Right. So I don't understand. I don't understand.
But what amazes me, one of the factors in this particular case, excuse me, that a 13-year-old child is going to an automotive shop to see a 42-year-old man.
Well, they say it was in disguise of he had these young girls coming, quote unquote, to clean.
I didn't know anything about that.
Right. That's what I got this week. That they were coming to clean or to housekeeping or whatever. It was housekeeping
And
for
yes,
sure.
it was.
For sure. But yeah. So.
But Joanne, I know you would not let your daughter or son take a job to clean an auto shop.
No.
Because you office work and you're going, I'm working in the office doing the cleaning and you're coming with me. That's something different.
Right.
But where oil and all kind of chemicals and it's always filthy in a auto shop, even in the office part, oil and you
allow them to be there by themselves.
by
You allow them to.
And especially in these times, that might could have got away with maybe 30, 40 years ago.
Right. And you wonder if she ever told anybody. You wonder if she ever, because some of these parents now are selling their kids, you know what I'm saying? They're allowing their kids to, I call it selling, but they know what's going on.
They know what's going on.
They know what's going on. And so because you're and I want to make it clear, I'm not saying every single parent.
Right.
But some of these people are just having babies. You're having babies by everybody you date. You got 5 kids and they got 4 or 5 different daddies. And so you're mad because now you're no longer with, which they say, what the statistics say, that when you get pregnant by somebody, by the time before that child is born, 80% of those people are no longer together.
Really?
It's high.
That's over half.
Over half. They're no longer together. By the time that child of that 20% that's still together when that baby is born, by the time that child turns 1, another 70-something% are no longer together. So now you're mad because you have this child by this person that now you probably hate, you're angry with. Now you have a child that probably looks like this person.
Yes.
And as they get older, they might act like this person. So now are you taking it out on this child by what? Either beating the child, abusing the child in some form, or neglecting the child, still abuse, neglecting the child, not doing what you need to do as far as protecting, at what a parent should do.
Yes.
Protecting your child, taking care of your child. And like I said, please don't think I'm saying every single parent or every parent, period. That's not what I'm saying. But the statistics are high, and it's sad.
It's sad.
And you see it. Now you got a new person in your life, and now these new people, and we see it in the news almost every day, at least every week, where now the new person, the new boyfriend, the new girlfriend, then killed the child.
Yes.
Or abused the child. Or, it's just too much.
I was in the store, and this had to be maybe a year ago, and the lady, the young girl, she may have been 24 and 25. She, on this particular day, she was having her baby shower. She was on the phone with someone, and she was talking about the baby's dad. And the girl or boy, whoever she was in a conversation with, asked, "Well, will they be at the shower?" And she says her response is, "No, I didn't invite him to the shower because we're not together, and he hasn't done anything since I've been pregnant." And she just went on this laundry list of everything that he wasn't.
But you're having a baby by this man.
To have this baby. I said, all of this, what you're saying, he didn't just start doing.
No.
You know, you just don't come out of a bag all of a sudden and just say, just start acting a different way.
Right. And my thing is, you know what? And I'm not advocating sleeping around. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna sleep around, then make sure protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Make sure you don't have a baby. Make sure and then the diseases that are coming back. Oh my goodness. The stuff that we used to hear about, like syphilis and gonorrhea. Right. It's coming back.
Yeah, it is.
It's back. I shouldn't say it's coming back. It's back. It's here. All that kind of stuff. And so protect yourself. Mm-hmm. Protect yourself. And I don't understand and for lack of a better term, I don't understand the fad of having babies.
I don't get it.
And maybe there's a better term for that. Maybe somebody has a better term, but to me, it's a fad. And everybody that's having a baby, and now, remember, if you had a child, you had a baby shower for the first baby. You didn't have them for the second, the third, fourth, and fifth. Now, every time you get pregnant, every time they get pregnant,
I get an invitation. You better say that stuff.
Either save it, and then my thing is, because the reveal parties, the baby showers, either put it away, save it,
please.
The money that you spend on these things, you need to be putting that money away to raise this child.
You would think.
And so it's hard. I know life is hard. Life is, but I don't know. I don't know what to say, because now it's just, and I feel for the babies. I feel for the children. I feel because they're being neglected. They're being killed. Mm-hmm. We hear more and more 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds, 7-year-old. Just a few weeks ago, the 7-year-old who weighed 20 pounds. 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
At 7.
And
died. Yeah. 20 pounds.
That's what, maybe a 6-month-old baby? 5-month-old child?
Something like that. So, yeah.
It's really sad. Speaking about babies, and before we go over to this next topic, we were having some technical difficulty with that link for Justin, but he has been able to square it away now, and let's see if we can bring him up. Justin Hearn.
Justin.
Hey.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
We are doing great.
Y'all doing great?
Yes.
That's what I like to hear. Yes. That's what I like to hear.
On this snowy day.
I know, right? So it's cold outside.
Yes, it is.
It sure is cold.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Now, I'm so glad you were able to get that together, Justin, because I just saw your your text. But this was one thing that I wanted to discuss. Mm-hmm. And another thing, and it involves a woman being pregnant. And like we've all seen the social media post from about a week ago that has aired just about all week about the lady, the young girl or the young adult who was in the church.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I seen that.
And the pastor made her come in before the congregation to apologize.
Yeah.
About her being pregnant.
A lot.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Justin?
Oh my God.
And so you have, and before you give your your comments, I think it's very important to say that you are a minister.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
and
yes,
the
yes.
three of us have been reared in, I want to say, strict religious organizations.
Uh-huh.
And a father, or excuse me, a male or a female having a baby that and not being married always has been an
Mm.
issue in the
Yes.
church.
Yes.
And I want to say the church of old. But here we are, 2025, doing adult things, not being responsible
Mm-hmm.
as a as an individual. The
Mm-hmm.
outcome is could be an unwanted child or a planned child, however the case may be. The male and the female are expecting a child and they're
Mm-hmm.
not married. Give me what your thoughts are about how that pastor handled that, and what do you
I
think?
think I think he handled it um very religiously, you know,
Ah,
very religiously. And I think the best thing we can do is take it to the Bible. There was a woman that was caught in adultery, and everybody said, "Yo, this woman, look at her. You know, she's nasty. She's unclean. She been
mhm,
doing this and doing that." And he said, "He without sin cast the first stone."
mhm,
Yes.
And so I think that sometimes, as leaders, we forget that ultimately we're in this business of selling hope and preaching the gospel for the love of Jesus Christ. And if everything that we do should be done in love, and the embarrassment that was caught, first of all, she's going to be carrying the baby for 9 months, okay,
yes.
not 10 months, so she's going to be embarrassed already if that's how, if that's, if that's her upbringing of how she feels. So in times like that, people need love, man. People don't need uh hate. Justin, stop.
Stop, Justin.
Right. He people don't need hate. And I just feel like sometimes we allow the religiosity to get in the way, that we forget the old saying, what would Jesus do? You
Hmm.
know, what would Jesus do? Would Jesus shun that person, or would Jesus offer that person love and care and tenderness and stuff like that? And so
Hmm.
I'll tell you this. I don't know what church that is, but I don't want to go to no church that's like that. You know, I don't want to believe. I wouldn't go. That's just flat out wrong, and it's literally. Now I believe that. Hold on, Justin, chill. Y'all caught out. Yeah. It's
He's like, yeah, yeah.
stop. Um. So there needs to be definitely a rebuke, but this rebuking openly and making a person go inside the church, like the church need her forgiveness. What forgiveness can a church give her?
Well,
And that's what got me when she asked, I'm asking you all to forgive me. You asked Jesus to forgive you,
right
to me, not the people in the
in the
church.
church.
Right,
And to
right.
me, that should be what's peculiar about us, is that we love each other no matter what the situation.
Hmm.
Yeah, yes, we know that sin is here, but that should be what's peculiar, is that even I don't agree with your sin, whatever that may be,
Hmm.
Right.
but I'm gonna love
I'm
you
gonna love
as
you.
Christ loves you, and we can maybe work through that,
Hmm.
And
And
so,
honestly, and that's why
yeah,
you have so many young people turning away from the church at alarming numbers, is because we want to police people instead of give Jesus to people. You know what I mean? And I know that there has to be, a standard or whatever, and there should be a standard. People should be able to know what's right or what's wrong.
right.
But whenever you get in the business of policing people, you might as well just shut the whole thing down, because is never. This is not going to work. It's just not going to
It's
work
not going to work
Because you can't
at the end
police
of the day,
everybody.
because you cannot police
You
everybody.
cannot police everybody,
you can't.
and
But it's
that was
not your
that's an
job to
outer,
though.
and that's an outer. It's funny because we want to do things that we can see. We want to police what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you doing at home behind closed doors?
Thank
Can you
you.
police that? What are you doing when you step outside that church? Can you police
Mm-hmm.
that? So you can't. And so that's why we have to teach. We have to teach Jesus. We have to teach the love of
Yes.
Jesus
That's
so
right.
that people desire to change, that people
Yeah.
desire to live a different life. And when they desire that, then the Lord works on them and helps them to live a different life.
A different
And
life.
Yeah.
so, because you
And then
cannot police.
You cannot.
and,
We police
and
outer sins. We don't police the sins that we don't see.
Well, we don't
Because you
see.
exactly.
can't.
And one of the biggest things that just that brought this or was concerning to me is that he said, and you bet not have a baby
A baby
shower,
shower.
Thank
and
you.
bet nobody
Thank you.
Better attend.
and bet nobody from this church, y'all bet not attend. Okay, master. Okay.
What are you running here?
The control, like
Yeah.
really that's what y'all
Yeah.
call church. That sound like that don't sound like no church. That
A
sound like a
cult.
cult. That's what it sound like to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A cult.
I felt for her.
I did too.
I really felt for her. And she probably thought she was doing the right thing. She probably thought that, but that no.
We should have matured at this stage and this level in religion and how we interact with our members. Take that to the office, and you don't even have to scorn or anything. How are we going to work to this? What do you need?
Exactly.
What do you
How
need?
can we
How can we
and
assist you?
so you
Right.
mean to me what you're saying is if you can't support a baby shower or can't nobody attend it, what you're saying is that baby doesn't deserve any love.
Any love?
That's what, because you that's basically saying, oh,
Because
this
the gifts
baby
are
don't
not for the
deserve
mother.
love.
They're sure
Right.
not.
The gifts are not for the mother. They're for the baby.
They're
They
for
for
the
the
baby.
And
baby.
that's when and that's where, to me, the mothers of the church, the women of the church especially, come together and teach her. Okay, you know what? This is your first one. We know. Okay, but let this be your last
Situation.
unequally yoked or unmarried or whatever, and teach. This is a perfect teaching moment, and talking
Yes,
to
it is.
and supporting, and because then you can support whether she needs to go back to school. You can support so many things to get her to know that this is not, first of all, it's not the end of the world.
No, it
It's
isn't.
not the end of the world.
It's not the
And
end of your life.
you're not
That
the
you can
first
steady
person,
move
and you
on.
won't
I
be the
don't know.
last
She
person.
looked like she was young, but you can steady move on. You can continue to get your education. You can continue to work. You can continue. This is a side road, a detour that you took in life. So guess what?
That's it.
That's okay. It's a detour. We're gonna get back on road, and we're
We're
gonna
back
help
to
you
track.
get back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna help you. Yeah. So it's. I just thought it was sad. That hurt my heart too.
That hurt my heart too.
Yeah,
really,
it did too.
And to see that this is how we are behaving at this time in society.
And it's funny because for a pastor to be so gun ho on one way, and it's like there's also scriptures that says that a brother offended is harder to win back than a whole entire city.
Mm-hmm.
And so why would you do something that, now if you did that in the office and something like that, then that's I'm not
That's
saying
different.
that's different. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when you chastise, you still have to love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't discipline my children, without telling them, hey, this was wrong, whatever, this is wrong, but hey, I love you, but hey, because I love you, I need you to do better. Because I love you, you're on punishment, because I can't let you be like the rest of these kids, kids.
Exactly.
And
set
so,
aside.
Yeah.
I did see where the young man, the young man who went to one of the services after this aired, and he told him, "We're gonna boycott this church we're putting together a boycott about you and your behavior and treating this girl in this archaic way.
Yeah.
But we're gonna switch tracks again, and I want to talk about this before we're out of time. The 30-year-old Ashley Elkins, the girl from Warren, Michigan, who was dating 33-year-old DeAndre Booker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say about that.
But that's where we go back to people think they own you. You don't own anybody.
No.
Nope.
You know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they said that they had stopped dating. Was it a year or 2 years ago?
It was a minute.
It was a while ago. So maybe did she find somebody new? Did she start dating someone new? And I don't know if her 2 children were by him. I was trying to look.
I haven't seen anything about that.
So it's just like you don't own anybody. So you know, and that would be a warning sign if I can't have you, can't nobody have you. That's a warning sign.
That's a warning sign.
That's a warning sign. So
Yes,
I don't know
is.
if she said that. I'm just saying because I hear people say that. But yeah, you don't own anybody. I don't care if you're married. I don't care how long you've been dating. And so because she moved on, now you just going to do what?
Kill her? What did you see? I don't know if you all saw the video where he is taking to social media claiming that he didn't do it, casting the blame on another man. And he was talking about, and I asked her, do I have to be fearful for my life? And this man might come around where I was. I said, listen to this man lie. He just lying, and all of those things that he's done about how do you erase your Google search? How do you clean up blood? There were just various things that he had put into his system. But I'm telling you, and I don't know what he looked like 2 years ago or when they were dating, but to see him now, he looked disturbed.
Right.
Just his physical appearance looked haunting to me.
Yeah. And I think it's because at some point his conscience was bothering him. Mm-hmm. Because did he, you know, because they said they found blood, they took the dumpster away from his apartment. So I'm wondering, did he cut her up? Did he? Mm-hmm. And if that does not mess with you mentally, then something's wrong with you.
Something is wrong with you.
Something's wrong.
Because something definitely
is wrong. Just to kill somebody, first of all, should mess you up mentally.
Should mess you up.
But now you're going to kill him and then you're going to cut him up? Then that really should mess with you mentally. So he should look crazy because his conscience should really be troubling him. His spirit should really be troubling him. So we don't know what he did with her. I'm just assuming, but yeah.
And then when he called to make an appointment with her under an assumed name, she just unaware. I mean, all of this premeditated, if you ask me. Yeah. You go through the trouble of setting an appointment, and I can't imagine that he did it. I'm sure he got a friend to do it. Maybe the girlfriend that he was with, that they caught him with, and she first said she didn't know anything about it, and then she said, "Well, I asked him, did you do it?" He said no, but then apparently the police came to her house asking her questions about him. I don't know if he was at the home at the present time, but he had not been arrested yet. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, if I would have to ask someone that I was dating, did you? I'm not asking them.
I'm not asking.
I'm going.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be scared. I'm be nervous because, and then if I have to think that you did,
yes. If I had to think that you did,
yeah, it's just it's horrendous. I mean, because you look at, was that last year, year before, where the she was the nurse
all
and
right.
she got off work and he kidnapped her and killed
Kidnapped
her.
her.
You
Put
know,
her
so
on.
it's so many of those going on, and so that's why you don't own anybody.
You don't own anyone.
And I'm not saying that, and I know you break up, you get divorced or whatever, you hurt, your heart is hurt. Yeah, I'm gonna cry, but I'm move on. But I know everybody is not the same emotionally. I've never been a vindictive person, so I'm not slashing tires and tearing up cars and breaking
Right.
windows, and you don't have to worry about me. You tell me if I'm gone, for real, you don't have to worry about me.
I'm
You don't.
out.
Not, it don't say I'm not gonna cry myself to sleep some nights. I'm not gonna be
Exactly.
hurt. It's just, I'm not chasing after you. And the crazy stuff that people do, why does that make you think I would want you back when you're crazy?
When you're
When you're doing
crazy.
crazy stuff. And so, like you asked the question earlier, Rufus, are there signs?
Mm-hmm.
We have to look at those signs. We have to look at those signs.
Yes, we do.
And we have to take dating maybe back to a time when, yeah, we went out a few times, and you really got to kind of know somebody
Mm-hmm.
before you slept with them, before you moved in with them, before
All that.
because nowadays it's everybody's sleeping with everybody, and they act like there is no, for lack of a better term, that you don't get this spiritual connection when you sleep with folks.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
You do.
You do.
You
You
pick
do.
it
As much
all
as
in.
you want to say, oh, it's just a thing, it
It's
ends up
not.
not being just a thing.
Yeah.
And so get to know folks. Stop moving in with everybody you date. Stop having babies by everybody you date.
By everybody.
I don't know. I don't know how we could teach our women and men, because men getting caught up with some of these crazy women too.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So I don't know. It's sad. It's hard, and it's hard to. I think it's just hard to see, and I'm speaking on from a woman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see women fall into this for me, as another woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on. And when you're dating, that don't mean you're married. Because nowadays, even the mentality of a lot of these younger women is that when you're dating, you're supposed to act like you're married.
You're married.
No, that's what dating is about. To see if you want to even know. So yeah,
Compatible.
if he want to talk to other folks, let him talk to other people. If he has female friends, let him. But a lot of people don't believe that men and women can be friends, though, either.
No, they don't.
And so, I just think it's sad. Where we are.
When you going on a date, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do? What do you like to eat? Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you do weed? These are discovery times. And usually after the first conversation, maybe the second conversation, if you got your mind focused on what dating is,
mm-hmm.
you can say, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you have an I don't know, that might be a no.
It'd be a warning sign. Yeah.
That could be a warning sign. You might say, I don't know. Let me go on one more date with him or with her.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
And then you have the people who, if I spend money on you,
then
you owe me.
You owe me.
That's what dating is about. That's why, hey, sometimes, look, if we need to go Dutch all the time, then hey, because
that's 3 flags.
I don't want that mentality of just because you pay for my meal, now I owe you.
I owe you?
No, that's what dating is about. You write that off. You okay. Yeah.
I remember one of my good friends, he he was on a date, and I had called him. I was having a problem with something, with getting somewhere, He was like, I'm on a date. No. However it happened, I ended up with the three of them, and he was dropping me off. And so we stopped to get gas, and I told her, I said, he's not the man that you want. And she said, what do you mean? I said, he's telling you what to do. He's telling you where you can go, what his woman has to do, A, B, C, D, E. I said, I don't think that that's the type of man you want to be connected to. I said, and it's funny, Joanne, because I was a lot younger, and I said, well, it was your father like that? Because that could give me a perspective on why she might be attracted. Oh, no, he wasn't. I said, well, why are you going to accept that from him? And so as we're talking, he's going to get the gas, pump the gas. He's back in the car. And she turned around and she said, you're right. I don't have to take that from him. And he instantly turned around to me. He said, what did you say to her? I said, I questioned if she really want to be with you. He said, you always messing up something.
If you were right, it wouldn't get messed up that fast.
It wouldn't get messed up.
It wouldn't be messed up that fast. Yeah.
And I had, we had been friends for years, but I had never seen him in the setting of him being on a date or dating someone, being around.
Right.
And when I saw what his behavior was and how he was thinking like caveman, I was taken by it.
And you were his friend also.
And I was his friend.
Wow. That speaks a lot.
That speaks a lot.
That speaks a lot.
That speaks a lot. Well, Joanne, we had a great show today.
Yes.
Pray
for our people in California. Pray for our people. Period.
Pray for our people. It is much needed. Much needed. And we'd like to thank Ms. Smith and for all of those others who are viewing us. And for those who will view us later, you are more than welcome to share this video and to subscribe to the Talking To. And so you will get the links. Well, the links, you will get the notifications when we're getting ready to go on air. One last thought for the week, Joanne.
The first thing came to my mind was, Lord, help me. Lord, help me to love others as you would have.
How about that?
Help me to love others as you love them. But sometimes people make it hard.
Yes, very hard, very hard.
And you know what? And wake up every day just being thankful.
Oh my God.
Being thankful.
Now more than ever, I understand the concept of having a grateful heart.
Yes.
And being able to move and to look around and to see how you've been blessed.
Yes.
Not what you don't have, but just see
what you do have. What you do.
And being thankful for different positive and constructive relationships.
Yes.
That in itself is a blessing.
Yes.
Being grateful.
Yes.
It really is. Well, Joanne, you have a great week.
Justin,
you have a great week. I don't know what was going on with our just technology is just
sometimes.
that.
And it could be the weather,
And it could be the weather.
That snow and all of that.
Yes, it does. That does do a lot of.
Because my internet's been acting up all day.
Really?
Yeah, but.
Well, until next week.
Until next week.
Have a great week, Joanne.
Peace.
See you later.
Yes.